Good evening and welcome. Happy Thursday. And welcome once again to the Generation X Wing podcast. Tonight you are blessed and cursed with me as your host. I'm Steve 3, and as always, I am joined by,
Jamie Pale Rider.
as well as,
Steve Hosenose Lewis.
and not forgetting,
Rob Williams. This for you, Jamie.
That's Gene's gonna regret tuning in early for that.
well, actually, this
Gross.
is for you. This is for you, Jamie.
Oh, look
See,
at
I
that.
like that better. See how
Oh.
you can show it on the screen without disgusting everybody with your sounds?
Hello there.
Yeah. I don't normally drink the sugary pop, but I did see a Obi-Wan Kenobi limited edition Coca-Cola bottle, and I thought
You
I should
got it.
get it for tonight. Thanks for joining us, guys. I was going to come in with a dramatic intro, but I thought I'd just go hard in with hellos. Tonight, as I said, I am your host, and it's my movie choice, which we're going to be reviewing, which deserves an intro. And I will give you that intro, but I'll give it amongst my friends. So, I think Rob's already told everyone anyway in the poster about what we're going to be doing, but let me go in there with some intrigue. What do woodpeckers, convicted murderers, bulls, rodeo clowns all have in common? Well, it's a movie about two harmless nice guys who are wrongly convicted of a bank robbery on their way to start a new life in Hollywood, California after giving up on New York. Not only are they innocent, they received the longest sentence imaginable, and it seems destined to live out the rest of their remaining life in prison. But luckily, due to one of them friends discovering their talent for riding broncos, and after a long spate of persuasion from the warden and his guards, they agree to represent the prison on local prison radio, which seems to be the only possibility of the way out of this crazy situation. But is it? The ridiculous comedy ensues. I am, of course, talking about the 1980s black comedy Stir Crazy.
Bravo, by the way. Ooh, very
Well done.
good. Very
Well done.
good. Well done. Thanks
So,
for
guys-
joining us, everybody.
Yeah, we do have some people joining us in the chat already. I see here we have my beautiful wife, Allie Williams, all the way from California.
Whoop, whoop.
Welcome to our show, and thanks for joining us. We also have Tony in the house. Oh, what's that,
Tony.
Rob? Tony!
Tony.
Hey,
He also says woo.
Okay, great.
two
And
O's.
also says great build up. Thank you for that, Tony. And not forgetting BJ Baby in the house. Thanks for joining us.
She thumbs up the ASMR by the sounds of it.
I don't think that's what it was, Rob.
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't
just,
think
I am
that's
maybe
what it
reading
was.
too much into that. So, Rob, that's awesome.
Thanks for the regulars for showing up. Thanks for joining us. I am on location. As you can see, I'm not in my usual confines. I'm in Maine. I'm on the East Coast. It's way past 10 o'clock, and I am surviving by a hair. But
Are
I'm
you
here
well
for
hydrated,
you.
sir?
I am well. In fact, as per regulation code on being away in my standard hotel room, it's not always the same number, so you can't always send me food. But I do have plenty of the
The
H2O
size of that thing.
to keep me lubricated.
Dude, do you see how Steve is drinking out of that giant jug, and we didn't hear a thing? Rob,
Yeah.
Gross.
just don't.
Gross. Yeah,
It's actually gross.
yeah, it is. It is possible. But anyway, we
It was fake
digest.
drinking.
Tonight I'm talking Stir Crazy. This movie popped into my head after we watched Brewster's Millions, which is, again, another great movie. As soon as I see Richard Pryor in any movie, this is the movie that springs to mind to me. As a kid, I absolutely adored this movie, and I just wanted the ability to be able to watch it again for a really good reason. And this is the best reason, is to then discuss and see if it's just me that's mentally unstable, or it is actually something that's worth a watch. So, Rob, I'll start with you. When was the first time you watched this movie?
2 days ago.
A first
Yeah,
for
I
you.
was really excited because I remember saying this last episode. I've seen the video on the wall whenever I went to the video store as a kid. I knew Richard Pryor, I knew who Gene Wilder was, and there they are dressed up like chickens, which I thought at the time. And Yeah, I was always like, I kind of want to see that movie, and now finally, many years later, here we are.
Yeah, was that a good decision? We will soon find out. Steve, what about you? When was the first time you watched this movie?
Well, the first time seen it in its entirety was last night.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd seen I think the first half, and I think last year Amy and I watched the first half.
And gave up. That's not good news.
No.
Oh,
Well, maybe I don't remember, but yeah, and I've always, as a kid, I'd seen bits and pieces on TV, but I'd never seen the whole thing from start to finish in one sitting.
right. Okay. Interesting. Good to know. Jamie, what about you?
Yeah, same here. A couple
Wow.
days ago was first watch. For me, like this was never on my radar as a kid. Like you talk about this being
Mm.
your Richard Pryor movie. For me, it's his other one with Gene Wilder. I think it was called
There,
See
there was
No
a few.
Evil
There was
or
a
Hear
few.
No
Yeah,
Evil.
that
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
after this.
fucking flying.
That was after this. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
the
that one,
the
I
original
love
one
that
was Silver Streak. Did you guys ever watch Silver Streak?
Mm-mm.
No, I've
No.
never seen that one.
Okay, so yeah, I think I'm right in saying that. That wasn't part of my research, but I believe that Silver Streak was the original Pryor and Wilder movie, which catapulted them into the amazing duo that they were supposed to be.
Yeah.
Interesting fact, though, as much as we love their presence on screen, during the filming of this, it was not as buddy and lovey as you imagine. So that was interesting to find out because I didn't know that until I
Really?
started. Yeah. Apparently, they weren't really all that gelling during the
Well,
course of this movie for whatever reason.
where was Rich Pryor in his addiction status at that
I
time?
didn't go to the Richard Pryor addiction status page, so I'm not sure in relative timelines where he was in the drug. But I
Yeah.
do know, and I'm wasting all my facts in the first 10 minutes, which is probably not good. But this was the first movie that a black actor had earned $1 million, and that was Richard
Hmm.
Pryor in this movie. So he did achieve that feat by doing this movie, which again should be noted as it's quite worthy. Interesting though, and it probably explains a lot of my ridiculous humor to grow up with this being my fuel for such. Um, yeah, it's that's very interesting. As you guys have already mentioned, this is Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor. They're the two main actors we know in this. The two I'm going to mention out of the long list of actors that we have for all the characters that we got is Jo Beth Williams and Craig T. Nelson. And the only
Mhm.
reason I'm mentioning Jo Beth Williams and Craig T. Nelson is for what reason? Anyone?
Poltergeist.
100% one of the best movies ever made as well. So those two are synonymous for me with that movie, not so much this movie.
Mhm.
But again, yeah, what a great movie, and what a
And this
totally
is
different set of circumstances to see these two.
this is before Poltergeist too, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Can't
movie.
believe you're not mentioning the warden from War Games
Barry Corbin.
Right.
and his tobacco teeth.
It's not that I have.
Oh.
It's not that I haven't mentioned him, but you've already done it, so I don't need to now. But I was going to say the main mention would be these guys, and that would probably be the only other mention. There are other people you'll recognize from film and TV, but I don't know if we need to go deep into their backgrounds at this point. But yeah, great teeth, right? Great teeth. I was amazed when doing research into this movie, being one that I love, how like there wasn't loads of cherries to pick. I think that's the way I'm going to put it. There's no cherries to pick from this movie as amazing facts. There are facts. There was no major stories. There was nothing that seemed to come to light. And I searched and searched and searched, and I couldn't find anything to bring to light. There doesn't appear to be anyone that's done like a research or a review of this movie that was interesting enough to see either, which was there's watch-alongs and things like that. That really surprises me. But I would say, for me, as far as ridiculous humor goes, it stood up the test of time. I'm not going to say the movie is as a whole, but Rob, you kind of shook your head when we talked about, when was it? How was it for you? Did it stand up?
It stood up in a way. Yeah, it was like it was an enjoyable movie. Obviously, there were certain things that I do have issues with, but at no time was I feeling cringe or feeling cringeworthy or anything like that when watching it. I was just sitting there I want to enjoy a good Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor comedy duo go do their thing. And that's what I got. So at no point was I saying, ooh, that doesn't hold up well. None of it really did that to me.
Steve, I mean, for you, if it's the first time you watched it, it's difficult to know if it held up. But did it hit home at all? Were you laughing through this? Were you entertained?
I was for the first half.
Interesting.
And
so,
then,
we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. Yeah, I'll cut you off there because I want to come back to that. So, Jamie, what about you? Was this a humor meal that kept you giggling through?
It was pretty funny for sure. And I do enjoy Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor. I don't know if I felt this one was as strong as See No Evil, Hear No Evil.
Interesting. So let's go back because I want to analyze this because the facts are rare. But Steve, you said through the first half it was more entertaining. At what point did that cut for you? And there's a reason I'm asking this.
Okay, it was pretty much when they went to the rodeo because it was just like it was two movies. It went from the amazing buddy comedy to now Escape from Alcatraz, sort of with very little hijinks, very little dialogue, period, other than the rodeo announcer.
He had a lot of dialogue.
He had a lot to say, and it was just like watching two separate movies. So that was definitely the point for me.
Right.
I totally agree, but I was the other way. I enjoyed the other second half more than the first.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And was it at that same cutoff point?
Exact same cutoff point.
Wow, that's really interesting. Jamie, did you have any thoughts for one or the other on this?
I definitely thought all the prison stuff was funnier than the rodeo stuff. And it does feel like there's a hard cut there. Like it could have been two movies, but yeah, the prison stuff and like the solitary and that kind of stuff. That was all I found a lot more funny than the rodeo stuff.
Yeah, I think I agree with that because there wasn't really a lot of comedy in the rodeo stuff. Now, it has to be said, and I'm going to go back up to the top of what we normally do. This movie was directed by a legend in movies, a legend in Hollywood, which is Sidney Poitier.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that until I started looking into this movie. I had no idea that the director of this movie was Sidney Poitier.
I was shocked. I was like, what? I had to double take
same
that.
here. Yeah.
Right. Because of what you'd expect to come out of that man was not something of this caliber of movie, right? But that was the first thing that blew me away. The second thing that kind of blew me away was it critically was kind of received in the same way that Rob and Steve were saying is the first half of the movie was more impactful. The second half was just, unfunny and not a comedy at all. In fact, a lot of the critics seem to struggle with the comedy through it, which blows my mind. I think the only thing I'll agree on reading the reviews now, which I never did growing up because I didn't need to because it satisfied me, was the weight of it seemed to be on Richard Pryor. I think Gene Wilder's comedy was a little bit more forced in script, whereas Richard Pryor's comedy just seemed natural and more ad-libbed for me. I mean, Richard Pryor, for me, carried this movie. If we get into our quotes and scenes, I think that's where I would go.
I'm feeling the opposite. First of all, I want to say that the first half was funnier, but I enjoyed the second half more. But I really feel that Gene Wilder had them. I totally agree with you that his was forced, but I felt that he was the star of the film more than Richard Pryor was.
Yeah, I agree with that.
100% feel he was the star of the film, but
and I think I even leaned over to Amy and I said, well, like Gene Wilder is carrying this, and she did make a good point where like Pryor though is the straight man, right?
Yep.
Of the two, so he's not going to have the same impact and the same jokes and everything. So
he was supposed to be the more level, grounded person, whereas Gene Wilder was off with the fairies, right? He was the dreamer.
And that surprises me because as a duo, you would think that Richard Pryor would be the funny guy and Gene be the straight man. At least that's how I saw it before going in. Maybe that's my own interpretation of this duo and never seeing them before together.
Yeah.
But I would, Richard Pryor is a comedian. He's funny in everything he does. And then we just saw Brewster's Million, and here he is playing a more straighter, playing the straight man, as you say. And
But
it threw me off a bit.
I think maybe it's because Pryor has that more everyman of the street just naturally, and then Gene Wilder plays that completely naive, book smart. I gotta write this down and get the feel of the jail, right? The line where he's like, everybody should spend time in prison, right? So
well, he was supposed to be a failed screenwriter, right?
Yeah.
And Richard Pryor was supposed to be I say failed. I guess that's the way it's interpreted. Is they didn't really make it in New York in their chosen once, which is why they headed out to Hollywood, right? I think the thing that threw me more than anything was the opening of, I get the Richard Pryor opening, which we can talk about later, I'm sure in favorite scenes, but I didn't get the Gene Wilder opening still to this day.
It detective?
It didn't seem complete. It didn't seem like a complete story. But Jamie, who as far, we're not going to use this as a section, but who was the carrier of the comedy for you?
Yeah, for me it was Richard Pryor. Even though he did come across as more of the straight man, he had some really funny moments.
Right.
And his moments were a lot funnier to me. Like, it was as they were kind of filming them apart. And I agree. Yeah, Gene Wilder stuff seemed a lot more forced and kind of silly. And yeah, Richard Pryor just has a much more natural grasp of comedy and timing.
I agree.
Yeah, I totally agree. And the reason as well I'm kind of emphasizing this is because, with the information I've been able to dig out, that apparently these guys were improvising a lot of this through the whole movie. And I think that's probably a lot to tell with it, because I think Richard Pryor is a lot quicker at the improvisation. And I think the other reason for this is that a lot of the movies I love, the ones that give me belly laughs and the ones that make me feel good, are the ones where I feel the people acting in it are having the best time of their lives making it. Because I felt this, especially in a lot of the prison scenes, that those two, the reason the smiles were on the faces is because they were having a rip-roaring time doing it, because they weren't expecting the things to come out of the person's mouth that was coming out. And we see that in a lot of the Brat Pack and the kid movies that we see, where they're all just laughing and having fun. And
I will say, I didn't think Gene Wilder was forced. I don't think that's the right term. I think I see what you're saying by scripted.
Scripted, yeah.
But his mannerisms, like the subtleties of his comedy, is just brilliant. And like when he first came into the prison and he's like patting the guards on the side, and like just things you would never do without getting like the crap kicked at you, right? And just those subtle little things, it's just brilliant.
Yeah, I agree. I think scripted is a better word than forced, but some of the actions are just unbelievable at some points. I think that's what it was. So it definitely fits the script, and it definitely is there for that comedy reason. But man, I think that kind of is going to have to lead me into favorite scenes and favorite quotes, because that's what this movie is to me. And I don't know if it is for you, but I'm going to pause for 2 seconds because I'm not sure if Rob's put them up yet, but we have been joined by friends of the show here. The Hey Weirdos have joined us. So yeah, good evening.
I was talking to him yesterday on our live stream, and we've got a date set. So I'll talk to you guys off air.
You guys are dating?
Well, no, we got a date set for their visit when they come onto our show. We had already discussed on a previous episode that we're going to watch Inner Space with
Oh,
Weirdos.
That's correct. Yeah.
So I've got a date, and I'll tell you guys off air when it's good. So
great. I'm just going to wet the whistle and keep the dryness away. Hang on a second. You can cut to VJ Baby's comment of me having my very own indoor pool.
This water break is brought to you by VJ Baby.
Steve waterboarding himself is brought to you by Guantanamo Bay and the CIA.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to save any additional fact. Like I said, I'm gutted that I can't wax lyrically about all the facts behind this movie, but it is what it is. So I'm going to just cut that out, and I'm going to start into one of our regular occurrences, which is let's go through some favorite scenes. And I'm going to start with the man below me, Jamie Peralta Millman. What is one of your favorite scenes of this movie?
If I had to pick one, it's got to be the prison hospital scene. Where they send Richard Pryor to get his appendix out, even though he had it out years ago. Mostly because the other guy in there, just the back and forth,
so mellow.
Yeah, but he's like, oh, they sent me in for a hernia, I think, and they cut one of my nuts off.
And I've had no enthusiasm. I haven't been able to eat and sleep.
Right, and he's just like, and if you get the Korean doctor, run. He's the one that did it, and he just basically slides into frame.
But the way they did that was genius.
Cow.
And again, Sidney Poitier, which is blowing me away. So they do that whole thing of the foreshadowing of the new Korean doctor, and they cut to the guy who's being force-fed because he's on a hunger strike. And he's like, oh, at least they got some compassion. He's like, yeah, they're going to execute him next week.
They're going to electrocute him next week.
Which then rolls right into the guy going, Mr. Whatever his name is, how you do? And it's just like, it's so funny.
It's like just Richard Pryor taking off.
Yeah.
Just into the sunset, like God knows where. That was funny as hell to me.
And he's just like a scared child for the whole movie.
He does that really well. That just that blind panic mode.
Yeah.
It's super funny.
Yeah, it was. Oh, it's classic. Absolutely classic. Just the way they dragged him into the hospital room. What? I've already had my appendix out, and he's just grabbing hold of everyone. Yeah, brilliant scene. Absolutely brilliant scene. Rob, what about you?
Well, you mentioned Richard Pryor's fear. There's that scene where they end up in jail with who's the big guy again?
Grossberg.
and just when Gene Wilder's coming into the prison, those two have already kind of made friends, if you want to say, and him in tears of fear and babbling, and that was really funny. Just
that whole scene,
the stare down. Grossberger doesn't break; he just stands there,
and he keeps leaning into him and squashing him into the bed.
But then the turnaround at the end, where they're playing cards, and that seemed like a genuine thing. Where like you're cheating, and there's no fear anymore. He's calling him out of cheating, and then Gene Wilder's catching Richard Pryor
just
cheating.
Give us 5 more minutes. He's just not getting
5 more minutes.
Yeah,
and they're sitting on the floor next to the toilet, and
they're in their underwear.
Underwear, and it become a friendship for life. So,
but sorry, go on, Steve.
No, you go. Yeah.
Well, I'll say the trivia is, did you recognize Grossberger?
Oh yeah, he's Dynamo from Running Man. I thought he was the giant in Time Bandits. Because I looked at him like, oh my God, that's the guy from Time Bandits.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
and I did some research. It wasn't. It was some other guy. But then I went, oh, it's Dynamo.
He's a Dutch American opera singer who's a part-time wrestler.
Was that his voice singing near the end?
The thing is, I haven't been able to find out yes or no on that. But I believe it was because of the lisp that went with the voice, and I watched it a few times.
It was dubbed in, but I can see it being him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's a singer by trade, that definitely lends credence to that.
He's a trained opera singer, apparently.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess he did sing in Running Man too. That was pretty good to work that in.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but Steve, over to you then. Not only are you going to contain a fact, you're also going to give us a favorite scene.
I was going to say, it's probably the obvious, the low-hanging fruit, but the one where they first are brought into the prison and Skip first freaks out, and he does this whole thing where he's like, that's it, and he turns the car around, he's spitting, and he jumps on his back. He's like, this guy thinks he's a horse, and then it just keeps going and going, and and then that's where the improv. Then it's like Richard Pryor's turn. Now you go, right? And then he does his whole shtick. And
that's not. I don't think that's low hanging fruit, dude. I think that's a great scene. That's it's awesome. I mean, I've got a list. I mean, literally from scene to scene for the movies. it takes a lot to make me laugh out loud nowadays. But this movie was well needed for me because I've watched it a few times now because I had to rent it. I own it, but I'm away.
Right.
So I had to rent it while away. And what else am I going to do when I got nothing to do? So I've watched it a couple of times now, and just to really, but yeah, it's, I'm going to go to the holding cell. Now, there are scenes within the holding cell where they get first put into the prison after getting caught, not prison, but the holding cell. But there was the one scene where after some other shenanigans, which we can come to if you guys don't, where they come up to Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder, the big guy, after he gets punched in the face, and he walks up to him, and they're both hugging each other and crying because they're about to get an alley. He goes, "You got a light?" And he's like, "Oh," and he goes back into being bad.
Yeah,
and he can't light the match.
Trying to like strike the match on his face
chest.
or on
and he
his
starts
skull.
crying again. That just gets me. It was absolute fucking comedy gold, man. I absolutely loved it. So yeah, that's the scene I'm gonna go to.
Nice.
Trying to light the match was just, again, if it's ad-libbed, brilliant. Because you can see Gene Wilder just laughing at these actions. And that's why I think it was all ad-libs. Okay, Rob.
Oh,
there's got to be more than one, otherwise you're out.
I've got a few more if you don't, Rob.
Good.
I think you should go around because there's times I struggled with this movie.
Jamie.
I'm going to start small because I feel like some of the scenes that I have are larger and might encompass other things.
Doesn't matter.
So I don't want to. Well, yeah. I mostly, the one thing that seriously shocked me into laughing was when they're basically the guard and the warden are trying to punish Gene Wilder's character for not agreeing to do the rodeo. So they're waking him up at like 3-4 a.m. and they're chucking him in solitary. But the one wake up that was early, I think it might have been the first one actually, the surprise wake up where Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor climb out of bed and they both start peeing in the toilet at the same
first
time.
one.
Yes.
Yeah.
First of all, you got pee on me. Like,
yeah.
That's the way it happened. They walk up to the wall and he's like, "Someone stole the toilet." And they're like, they're half asleep. Yeah. And then they go to the toilet, they shuffle to the toilet, he goes, "You're peeing on me." And it's all Richard Pryor. And I think that's why it's great to have these scenes, because that's the ad-libbing. And you can see Wilder is holding it in. And I think it's real. I think they're just having such a great time with it. But yeah, that's a great scene. Great scene. Steve, we'll go back to you.
Okay,
I don't know why I don't know if you're went that way, but that's where you are with me. So
I think I'm Anyway, I was going to say the peeing one too because that was classic.
Yeah,
but I will go to later when he first refuses to take part of the rodeo and he's talking to the warden, and then he starts talking to his mom. He's like, "Mom, what's that?" I don't know. It just broke me for some reason.
Because they're animal rights, and it wouldn't be right to his mother. No, Mom.
His mom was a vet, right?
I told him.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Okay, we'll talk back in my cell. Yeah.
I loved how cordial Gene Wilder was with the warden. Like very familiar, but just like, "Oh, I need to go to the bathroom, so I'm going to talk to you later. I'm going to take off." Like,
nothing fazed that man. Everything in his mind was meant to be. Yeah. Rob, do you think of another one?
Well, the one behind me, the scene behind me where he thinks he's lost his leg.
The second wake up.
Was this the second wake up? Yeah, they're trying to put on the same pair of pants.
Yeah.
That was great.
The laugh that comes out of Gene Wilder on this one has got to be legit. 100%. Because they're both going through the same motions of pulling the leg on the one leg. And as soon as he said, "I can't feel my leg," you just see him crack up. Absolutely crack up. Yeah, it was so good. So funny. I think I'm going to keep going because it's filler, if you like, but this is making me happy. So another one that gets me is the Grossberger, the first sighting of Grossberger when they're all sat in the cafeteria, and you get that as he comes in and they're watching him walk. He's kicking the chairs away. Everyone's getting up, gets his food and sits there, and Gene Wilder so he just needs someone to talk to him, and you know it's coming.
Yeah.
And they're like, skip, don't. And he just walks up to him and he gives him that little look. If that, again, Not the funniest, but that one gets me. That scene is great.
Well, I think that's a perfect example of Wilder's delivery, right? And just like it does that little sideways little glance, and it's like, oh, it's perfect.
He's so peaceful,
Yeah.
and he means no harm to anyone.
That's
right, the whole way through.
That's what I like about his character the most, is he legitimately, and it comes across so well in Wilder's performance, that his character legitimately doesn't think anything bad is going to happen. And he's just walking through life, just experiencing everything. Oh, there's a serial killer that's the size of a fucking house. I'm gonna go talk to him. I'm gonna connect with him on a personal level. Yeah,
just needs a friend. Hey, but you know what? It fucking worked, guys. It worked because look at what happened. But the following on from that, and not to take away from anyone else's scene if I'm going to, but following on from that in the same stretch of comedy is when they get back to the table and Richard Pryor's like, has his hand on the napkin dispenser. And the guy puts his hands and he's like, what'd you kill your daddy for anyway? For criticizing my fur jacket and slapping my hand. He puts it back on and back. Yeah. But watching Gene Wilder's face at the same time there was so good. So good. Steve, you got another one?
Well, it reminded me of the same character where they're in line. He's like, "I'll get you a cheeseburger," and he's like, "I guess this is maybe a line." He's like, "I'll wash your socks." Just like, what? I'll wash your socks.
Yeah, I love it when they first meet Blade in the grounds of the prison, and he's like, for some reason, I seem to scare him. He's like, anyway, and he's looking at him. He said, I'm going to go, skip. I'm going to go and join my friends. I'll come with you. He's like, oh, God. And they just walk off again. It's just so natural. So natural. I love, Rob, anything spring? I'm going to keep coming back just in case.
Yeah, like you were talking about how he's trying to make good with everybody, Gene Wilder. And one of the very first scenes that we see with the cab driver, was it Chico?
Chico.
Yeah, Chico and that rich guy. And he thinks he's doing so good. And she just got the rich guy by the balls with a plier.
That tall guy with the mustache, his acting was so convincing with the sweat pouring off him, and he's just like, it's so good. And we keep cutting to the twisting and the noises, like, oh my God.
And he goes back to his table thinking, look what I did. Since we can get along, can't we? We just have to talk.
That was funny as hell, man. Just from the way that went down, and I felt it. Let's put it that way. I felt that scene.
Filming wise, they did a good job of making the audience feel those pliers.
Oh God, yeah. And
there's a slight lump somewhere in the pants that you could see.
Everyone else in that bar knew what was going on, apart from Gene Wilder, and that was the thing. Oh my God, yeah, too funny. But you mentioned the coming back from. What's the where were they? Solitary, coming back from Solitary and seeing Grossberger. But that point where he first looks in and sees Grossberger and the smile comes over it, to me it was like I was trying to find like a fun fact that he didn't know that when he returned, he thought he was just going to come back and Harry would be there and it will be, I'm back, and then he'd complain about how much torture we were going through. That scene to me looked like he didn't know that Grossberger was going to be in the cell because he came up and he started laughing and he turned around and said, oh, I think I've left my wallet in Solitary. And you see the guards smile come on, and that whole scene felt like it was totally ad-lib to me. And the more I watch it, the more it cracks me up because of that. Because it literally he turns and looks in and just starts laughing. Pryor's tears coming down his cheeks. And he just turns around and says, I think I've left my wallet in Solitary. Which triggers the other guy to laugh. Yeah, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, I need a break. I need a drink.
I've got more. I can go on.
Go. Yeah, go for it.
Speaking of the Solitary, like it was kind of a montage. Or it's just different punishments. But yeah, the sweatbox one was really funny to me.
Yeah.
I love that Wilder, like he's so oblivious to what's going on, but he's also like he's not oblivious enough that like he knows he's being punished, and he's basically just trying to like make it seem like it's no big deal to the head guard all the time. And like the hot box one got me where he, after 5 days, they dig him out of there. He's like, oh, just one more day. I feel like I'm just about there. It's like
I'm just finding myself.
Like his reactions to the punishments for the guard's sake are super funny to me.
Yeah. And that first time they come back to I'm stealing them all, I know, but that first time
after
they come back to the
trench.
cell and he's coming in and Richard Pryor stumbles in and he can't stand up, and then Wilder comes in going, wah, doing all his Tai Chi and trying to and then they collapse and lose it, and then he eventually breaks down on the bed after, and that line, this is my favorite line, and I've gone to quote, I apologize, but the scene that brings my favorite quote is Richard Pryor looking up to the bed and going, pillow, I want my pillow, and that pulls it down on top of him and scenes cut. That sticks with me from when I watched it for the first time. And when I think of pillow, it just brings me joy. It's such a great scene. Sorry. Rob, anything from you?
No, I'm good.
Steve, anything more from you?
Well, you're talking about the holding cell one. Just when they first came in and Richard Pryor's like, you got to be bad. You got to be bad. He's doing the strut, and he's got the head going. And he's like, yeah, say shit. And then he's trying to get Gene Wilder to do it. And he's just like the most awkward white guy ever.
Yep. Shit. We're bad.
Yeah.
We're bad. Yeah, that brings me to I'm going to save that one for a quote as well. Jamie, do you have any more?
And how? I think my second favorite scene in the movie was Richard Pryor as the waiter, realizing that the rich people's food has been spiked with his stash of weed.
About that. Yeah.
What is this? That's personal
as hell. Yeah. Like, they think it's oregano, and he comes in and it's like that Richard Pryor blind panic moment of him realizing what's going on.
Yeah.
And just like these old crusty white people acting silly because they're high off their gourd is so friggin' funny to me.
The hostess is like, what was that? And he's like, it wasn't me, it was him. to the vicar or the priest.
The priest, yeah.
Oh. For some reason I feel horny.
Yeah.
Was it she says something to the priest, I forget how it went, and Pryor's like, that's not what she's talking about.
Yeah. He said, do you get much? And he's like, well, I have maybe a glass or two a month. He's like, that's not what she meant. He's like, yeah. So funny.
Yeah.
Another one, Jamie?
Oh man. I mean, yeah, I can go on for sure. I don't want to drag this out. I feel like we should get to quotes.
I think it's cracking me. I'm going to quickly I'm going to say the digging the trench when Wilder's at the front and he's just shoveling and Richard Pryor standing behind him getting covered in dirt. Like, what the hell's going on? And then we see that scene where they put the bag on top of Pryor, the big heavy bag of corn or grain or whatever it is, and he just slowly goes down and down and down and just collapses. Again, cracking me up. But yeah, I can leave it there. As long as I've mentioned pillow, I'm happy. I'm happy. Rob, are you sure there's nothing else?
Are you talking scenes or quotes?
Scenes.
Yeah. No scenes. No.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. Well, let me see if I got some fun facts. If I got any other. So one of the facts I was able to find out that CBS tried to make a TV show out of this.
Really?
They did, and they did a couple of episodes, and it didn't really work out. So it kind of sat there for a bit. And they tried bringing it back a couple of years later, and again, it didn't work. So then it got shelved. So there was actually
who was starring in it.
I don't know. I didn't look into that.
I saw pictures of that. I don't recognize the actors because I kept looking when I was making the banner for this show. I was like stir crazy, and it kept coming with two different people in the prison cage. I'm like, is this based on a play? So, but no, it was the TV show you're talking about.
It didn't work. It didn't work, so they didn't do it. And also, the movie was filmed in part at the Arizona State Prison, and they actually used inmates to work as extras in the background. And they actually built a rodeo stadium, I guess, and they saw that as a way of getting this made for the prison on the funds of the movie. So Arizona State Prison cashed in on this in a big way. So it's almost as corrupt as we see in the movie by the sounds of it. But
so is there such a thing as a prison rodeo? I've heard that term before.
I'm guessing. I haven't gone deep into seeing if prison rodeos were a thing or still are a thing.
It's this close to Gladiator.
So I was
Warfare
or Longest Yard.
I wasn't doing research, but when I watch movies, Amy, she's always doing research and tripping in my ear about facts. I'm like, I'm not supposed to know this, but yeah, she dug up the rodeo thing, and apparently that the story of that too is the Arizona State warden was trying to get a real rodeo going.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this was his excuse. He got
based on the fact that they built this thing up for him, and he was trying to use it as an excuse to have it happen for him.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, sorry about that. You guys should have kept talking. You saw I was drinking.
You look like you're enjoying yourself.
The sugar's going to keep me up all night. Yeah, it's going to keep me up all night. It's crazy. I can already feel the sugar sticking to my teeth. All right, so let's get to some quotes then. Let's go to quotes. We'll start with the man with the most, Rob. What quotes have you got for us?
Well, see, I don't have any quotes either, and it's like there's that one scene. Like,
did you watch it? Did you watch it?
I watched it.
Okay.
But it's just there's that one scene at the rodeo, and this is why I hesitate because I don't remember word for word. But it was just when Gene Wilder was talking to the other, the final competitor in the rodeo, and he's just talking to the guy, and he's just like, "Oh, I hear the warden is a lovely person, and he's an asshole or something like that." He goes, "That's not what I heard. We've been lied to," and it just
and is it true you're a kiss ass?
Yes, yeah, and it's just
like, I'm a kiss ass. It's okay.
It's the back and forth. That's one of the few times I was really getting a good chuckle out of things. So I don't know why I enjoyed that, but I hesitate saying it because I was furiously looking for the word word by word thing.
We got you.
I figured you guys do because it's not the first time I forget things.
Yeah, it's good. It was funny. It was a good one, and that was in the less comical part of this movie.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm glad you picked a quote from what was not as funny as the rest. That's great. Okay, Steve, what about you?
It was a small one, but it made me chuckle. It was early on in the prison. They were asking someone was like, "What are you in for?" And he says, "Well, my friend and I were doing a song and dance routine." And the guy goes, "Must have been really bad." It was real subtle, but I don't know. It broke me.
Jamie.
I like the lines where he's trying to find the bull's secret word to send him into a rage. That was I had that as a scene. Yeah, Rumpelstiltskin. I love that he's like Rumpelstiltskin malt liquor. And he's like, "Come on, bull, woof woof."
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, sexy." He's like, "Hee, shit." And then it runs in. He's like, "Oh, you motherfucker!"
Yeah. Congratulations! Yeah, you found the word. Yeah,
that was a great scene to me. Yeah. And it's just I was torn between having that one for a scene or the lines, but
both, right? Because I'm going to go back to Steve. I think it was you who was talking about the first entrance into the prison when into the holding cell when they're getting bad and they're walking in. That whole thing of them walking in, and he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm getting bad, man. You got to get bad. You got to get bad." And they start walking, and Gene Wilder's head movements are so chicken-like. And then Richard Pryor turns to go, "I think you're a little too bad, aren't you?" Like that. And that one got me. I think you're a little too bad because he's just rocking the chicken. That one got me. Jamie, any others? I'm not going to go to Rob.
Yeah, just a quick one, and it was kind of a throwaway one as well that was super funny, where Gene Wilder asks Richard Pryor's character, "Get any sleep last night?" He's like, "No, I got a couple of winks between nightmares." Again, that was just one of those lines that not necessarily throwaway, but they don't draw attention to it. Is just delivered more dryly. Yeah. It was super funny.
Again, was it ad-libbed or was it in the script? We're not going to know, right? But it's kind of Steve. What about you? Any others for the quotes?
Early on with the dinner party and just Pryor's reaction, he's like, "My grass! Jesus, you cooked half my stash!
You cooked half my stash!"
I like how they're running through what they put it in.
Yeah.
Earlier in that
salad, the soup,
the main course. You put this in the veal and the soup. No, and the salad. Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy. And then he follows that up with, This stuff's from 80. This stuff's from 80s. No, 65. This stuff's from 65. Did you know there was a revolution in 65? No, because we're all sleeping because of this stuff.
Yeah, put entire Southern California to sleep in 65. Did you know there's a revolution?
Yeah. These like the blood of the motherland.
Yeah, I kept going on and on about that. It was pretty good.
It was not only was for a little tiny piece of this, my girlfriend was not only going to give me everything about her, but 2 of her friends as well. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
There was another line that Gene Wilder did where they caught them, and when they came back from the lunch, and like, oh, is there anything we can do to help? And he's, oh, this is my first frisk. He's so excited. Again, ridiculous, but it just made me chuckle.
I do have one.
Oh, Rob.
Yeah, I do have
one.
Hang
on, can we do it?
I'll put it in post.
Okay.
There was one where after they get sentenced, he's coming out. He's 125 years old. Oh God, I'll be 161 when I get out. I don't know why. I thought that was pretty funny. He's pretty confident that's how old he'll be when he gets out. So
yeah, too good. There was another line as well where I don't know if it was, when the hell was it? I think it was after the rodeo or it was during the rodeo. But the warden goes up to him and he's like, "Ride him, cowboy!" And then Gene Wilder goes, "Okay." And I don't know why, but that just cracked me up. He's like,
they filmed that quite well. Like when he was on the him riding the bull.
The bull, yeah.
Yeah, it was well filmed. Like you had to get him from the bottom angle, right? So he's just kind of looking into the camera and look around, and
you could
then they sped it up.
You could only tell that on the last one when it went to 6 that was really sped up.
Yeah, and that's why I was watching, like, when they're gonna obviously speed this up, and you can tell it was sped up, but it wasn't like comically sped up until the very end. Then that's when the chuckles happen, right? When it's over the top. But it still looked pretty good. Like he was actually riding something. I was quite impressed. As as the fact that you had all these stuntmen riding the bull that looked kind of like Gene Wilder and the other guy.
Except for when they're doing the money bag grab thing.
Yeah, there's that muscly dude. With
my God. I was laughing hilariously.
A very fit stuntman.
Not even give him like a curly wig or anything.
Yeah.
They just had the long tie on. That's how we were supposed to know it was Gene Wilder.
You're going to get one shot at this.
Surfer dude from Hollywood running after a bull, Yeah, just those little one-liners as well. Yeah, it was so good. And there was one line, though, which... I don't know if it was funny or it's just like, what did you just say? Is when what was the character's name played by the lady from Poltergeist? I can't remember what her name was, but the cousin. Yeah, she's like, when she goes to meet him and they're talking about trying to follow some leads, she goes, "There's a raunchy strip club in town where all the tattooed guys hang out. I'm going to get a part-time job there." And it's like, what? Yeah, so that's the dedication.
She had the same dedication. Yeah. She had the same energy and
she was great
as Gene Wilder's character did. That's why they connected so well.
Yeah,
and she did. She ended up getting a part-time job there to investigate, and it ended up panning out. She saw the dude with the hand tattoo.
Absolutely,
too.
Yeah.
Fully clothed.
She was the only one, and that was a good excuse for her to get boobs in the movie, right? To go to a strip club, and let's always have the close-up of the person bending down to take the money, and dangling some boobs, and for sure. But it was just out of nowhere. Like, this is my dedication. I'm going to go to a raunchy strip club. And I'm gonna
get a job there.
Job.
Yeah.
So good. So good. I think another one of the quick like interjections was when was he talking to, I think it was when Gene Wilder was going to the warden with some suggestions, and he says, I've got a couple of things here, and I think I speak for Harry here, and he's like, nope. He just instantly was like, nope. So good.
Well, that was like in Brewster's Millions too, right? Where John Candy was like, this man does not represent me.
Yeah. It was. I'm glad that you guys got some quotes as well as scenes, because then I know I'm not alone in my love for this movie.
I've got more.
Go for it.
All right. I was patiently waiting for you to come back.
No. Yeah, go, Jamie. Give us some
more.
I like
when Blade was explaining to Harry what a rodeo clown does. Because Richard Pryor's character is like, I'm a clown. I shoot firecrackers and shoot soda water. He's like,
It ain't that type of clown.
Yeah, and he's basically explaining how this bull is going to eviscerate him, and he's like, you're gonna get freight trained.
Freight train!
Yeah, that's right. Run over just like a freight train, only with a bull. It's worse because a freight train don't back up and finish a job. Later on, we'll show you how the proper way to lie on a stretcher when they come to pick you up.
Yeah. Because the warden wants you to stay alive after the rodeo, and then your ass is mine.
We'll show you the proper way to lie on a stretcher.
Oh, that opens it up. Steve, is there any more from you?
I don't have a ton.
Boo, Jamie. Well,
yeah, keep going, James.
I mean, the hospital scene, like it just the guy being on the hunger strike. You're like, oh, there's some humanity here. Yeah, they're gonna electrocute him next week.
Yeah,
great, so good. Yeah. What else?
Hey, you don't have to find him now.
Yeah.
I think we've had enough, and I think that was
all right.
comedy.
Cool.
I think that was the comedy gold that can get us.
Just seeing what I've said here already and what I haven't. But yeah. I don't want to derail.
For me, it's all about Richard Pryor and his pillow. That's all I need to see. The most moving of scenes, though, would have to be the Birmingham prison song, sung into fade, which was beautiful, by the Grossberger himself, which was good.
Who they left behind on their escape.
Did. If there's anyone that was not going to get help, yeah, I mean,
you kind of had to.
How many rolls would you have to do to get through that one plank?
Now, I want to bring this up. Was that escape not overly complex?
Yes. And how?
Could they not have all just like gone into the peanut cart one after another? That seemed to work pretty easy.
But they go out, very Mission Impossible.
Back in, puts on a beard, then somebody's crawling up through a vent, and
yeah, it was over the top. But still, you couldn't have let Grossberger escape. He was a serial killer, and the other one.
He was also way too big.
Well, no, you have. Yeah,
that's was one hell of a popcorn cart.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, that's one thing that I was just like he should stay behind. The other ones are good people. I mean, all in all, there was probably other things that are happening, but I just you couldn't have let him go. So
yeah. I mean, if we're going to delve deep into what makes a lightsaber work and how is the Force, there is no way that you would just drive off after hearing you've been let free. You would have to break back into the rodeo to then go through due process and be free.
I said that. I'm like, they just convicted. They just went through a real felony.
Yes, they actually just committed a crime, and one of the most heinous crimes in that state, to be escaping from that prison. So yeah, I don't think it would have ended up as well.
I also was like, this security at the rodeo is very lax. Guys just driving out. Nobody's checking trunks or anything.
But hey, they didn't know anyone had gone at this point.
Well, that's true.
The whole thing,
I'll give them that.
I kind of left the law and order thing at the end, or to the win, because the whole fact that they went to prison in the first place, when it was obvious that it wasn't them, and the whole due processing, and they did a throwaway lines like, "Oh, I'm the worst lawyer ever," kind of thing. It's just like even the worst lawyer ever would have figured this shit out, but I kind of let it go at that point. Just like, oh, all is good, wipe the hands.
It did seem like a little hand waving at the end of like, I went to the bar, I found a guy with a tattoo, you're free. That's it.
I was kind of surprised there was no scene of them having to break back into prison because they had committed a crime by breaking out.
That's what I was just saying.
In order to be released, they had to be in the prison.
That would have, but the movie was quite long, guys.
Yeah.
Well, it was 2 hours.
That was, I think, my issue with the movie. It really didn't have, it was just all over the place. It was, and then. The only reason I enjoyed the last half is because there seemed to be some sort of string of story happening. I used to watch this video by Trey Parker and Matt Stone of South Park, where they talk about, this happens, therefore this happens. But this whole movie was just gag. And there were funny gags, but there was a point in the movie I stopped. I'm like, I got to take a break because I don't know what's going on here. It's just,
really?
It just seemed like, here's another gag, here's another gag, but without any rhyme or reason. And I was kind of hoping for some sort of story, because all of a sudden, now we're riding a bull. There was no lead up to that. Now,
see, to me, I don't know. I mean, I can see where you're coming from on it, but to me, if I think about what you're saying as start to, so they go on a road trip, they're naive as hell, they take on this job, they get taken advantage of by these criminals. Yes, very unjust that they got locked up, but it's America. So they go to prison. After a month, they get taken to the warden's office, as all inmates do, because that was foreshadowed, or that was told in the script, that they all get brought in there to see if they've got any talent. Unbelievably, they find this guy with talent, so they want him to ride because he wants to win the money. He gets told don't do it, but ask for all. To me, the story was there, and so we had it dragged out of all the torture and all the stuff against him until they try to chop off his buddy's nuts, and then he's like, "Okay, game over, right? Now I'm going to give in because it looks like I have to." And they get what they need, although the cell they were given only had 4 beds, and there was 5 of them in there, including Grossberger, which is kind of weird. And then we go to, but yeah, like you said, it was a very intense jailbreak, which, man, someone did some research. But
it was over the top as well.
I honestly think the story kind of worked in my brain.
Yeah, I didn't. The story, yeah, I didn't have a problem with the story. It was just like I said, two movies. And I want to bring this up in you want to watch a really good prison escape movie from around the same period? Escape from Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood in '79.
Yeah.
That's an awesome movie. And that kind of like reminded me of this. It was like behind the scenes and they're making tools and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You want to watch a good escape movie, that's awesome.
But that's a more serious.
Oh yeah, it's a total serious, and it's based on true events. So.
Right. So that one's going to be a little bit more,
not hilarious.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood.
I'm just saying,
that great comedic actor, Clint Eastwood.
Yeah,
it just reminded me of that movie.
No, I had the same when I was watching. I was thinking, Escape from Alcatraz for sure, and I think it was meant to be a bit over the top. Yeah, but I don't mean to piss on the parade. There was times I was watching this, I'm like, because this is one of the very few times I have no notes on the movie, and I was just I brought the book with me. I was ready to write, and I'm just like, I got nothing to write.
No quotes, no scenes.
No, it was just like, I'll remember this, and I was just kind of, all right, I'm going to stop for a bit and go do something, come back to this one. So,
okay, yeah. Interesting. Well, with that being said, and knowing that we're coming to nearly to the perfect timing of an hour, let's take it around the horn and say, who was your favorite character of the movie Stir Crazy? Let's start with the always upbeat Jamie Pryor de Millman. Who was your favorite character of the movie?
I liked the lawyer. We didn't really get into him very much, but he was just weird and silly. And I guess he was just like a
Al Yankovic looking guy.
Yeah, and just like he had some funny throwaway stuff too that was super dry. Like when he introduced his cousin to Gene Wilder's character, and he's talking about like, I didn't notice. There's very little resemblance. No offense. He's like, oh yeah, no, it's okay. Her mom was a French can dancer, but he's like, and you're just like, what?
Yeah, his face was just like, don't you dare.
Yeah, he was funny.
Hey, that's so far out of left field. I did not see that coming.
No, did not see that coming.
Well, I didn't want to pick Gene Wilder or Richard Pryor. Obviously,
you always say that, and then I pick them.
Yes, I'm calling you out before you say it.
Steve, who was your favorite character?
It was Gene Wilder.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Well, what was his name? If he really was your favorite, what was his name?
It was Skip.
Skip who?
Donahue.
There you go. All right, Skip Donahue. I agree. Great character. Rob, did you have a note about your favorite character, or can you delve into your disdain of the movie and give us a favorite character?
Wow. I definitely.
Do you remember? Can I give you a list
term
of characters?
called straw man that I would like to bring up here. Okay, you guys said Gene Wilder. I'll just leave it at that. But I did want to give special shout out. I did enjoy Craig T. Nelson's character as well as the warden, Barry Corbin. Yeah. This is Barry Corbin before he changed his teeth too, and it was just nice to see like these two guys who in their younger years. I mean, Barry Corbin used to be in the Marines, but also was a Shakespearean actor, if you can believe that.
He got the English teeth.
Yeah, he had the British teeth for sure. But,
or was it tobacco chewing teeth?
It was that looked like tobacco teeth
with the southern tobacco flavor.
Yeah, But I kind of enjoyed them as well. They're over the top. It was Barry Corbin doing Barry Corbin, but I always like a good character actor.
Did you speaking of younger actors and a bit of a tangent? Did any of you watch Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul?
I know of it.
Well, anybody out there listening, the guy who played Jack Graham, he's Mike from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, who's an amazing character.
He was also in a movie we watched recently, and I could not remember which one it was. He played a guard in a mental hospital or something, and I recognize his squidgy little face from some other things. And I was going to do some research into that, and I totally forgot until you mentioned him again, Steve.
Actually, Jamie will know this. You know where he let's try that again. You know where he also is from? Community. In the later seasons, he played Hickey, the professor.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, same dude.
I know where it was now. I recently, and I don't know if we've done this movie, and if it plants any seeds in you guys, that's great. But I recently introduced Ali, who we didn't mention her comment, but yes, you're right. America doesn't do due process then, and it didn't do it now. But Buckaroo Banzai, I was introduced to Ali the other week, and we sat through the whole movie with wide eyes and watched the whole thing. And that's where he was a guard. He was the guard in the mental hospital.
Interesting.
That's what it was from. I agreed with Jamie as a great character, but that wasn't my favorite character. My favorite character was Harry. I think if it wasn't for Richard Pryor, I would not have the fond memories that I do of the comedy excellence of what I assumed. Wow, the assumed comedy excellence of this movie, which doesn't rub off on everyone. But yeah, Harry was my favorite because he was just seemed to be going through the ringer of everything, and it was just enjoyable. But yeah. So now we have to round it up. We're 101. It's almost perfect timing.
Yes. Such a good host.
Wow.
Such a good host.
Let's go round the horn and get some scores using our normal numbering system based on the facts we've achieved from watching our movie. Again, Rob, I am not going to save you for last. I'm going to go to you first. What is your score out of 10, please?
I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. It was great gags. It was nice to see Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor working together, but as a movie, I don't think I'll be revisiting this one anytime soon.
Okay, Steve, what about you?
The first half of the movie, I'm getting an 8. The second, a 4. So therefore, the average is out to be 6 out of 10 dancing woodpeckers.
Okay, I get it. That's great. Jamie,
I'm going to rate the movie as a whole.
I don't know what's thrown off by that.
Wait, what?
No, thrown off by Steve's way of valuing the movie, and then you're just like, okay, I'm going to do it normally now.
Yeah, I was going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. 6.5 days in the hot box out of 10.
So close to finding yourself.
It was enough to find himself.
So
yeah,
close.
If he needed one more day after 5. So yeah.
Wow, I can't believe Steve liked it more in the first half than you, Jamie. That's incredible.
That's brilliant.
Okay, to round it off, I have got to give this a solid 8. I love it. I own it, and it made me laugh all the way through. Oh, I offended Jamie. It made me laugh all the way through on this abundant time that I've watched it. So it's definitely going to get an 8. I could have given it a 9, but it's an 8.
Oh,
maybe you know what? Fuck it, 8.5.
I just did the math.
Press cancel on the calculator. Press cancel on the calculator. Take it back one. 8.5. It deserves an 8.5 in my mind.
Okay. I'm really glad to see this movie, though. It was nice to see a good Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor comedy duo.
It didn't win any awards, and it shouldn't.
It
but
made a bit
to
of money,
me, I didn't mention that. What an ass! What a ass! I say going back to the beginning of the show, everybody. This movie not only was made in. Hang on a second. This movie was not only made in 56 days, it was also made on a budget of $10 million.
Oui.
And do you know how much it made in the box office?
I do, but that's because I...
So Rob doesn't answer. And if you guys didn't do any research on this, honestly tell me.
I'm going to say 45 million.
Jamie, what are you saying?
I accidentally saw.
Then don't say anything. So, Steve, this is between you and me. Can you believe this, dude? It was made for 10 million. Ali's guessing 90. Jamie knows. Steve guessed 40. It made $101 million.
Holy smackaroos.
That's the power of Richard Pryor.
The only reason I know that is because Richard Pryor was quoted after it hit the $100 million mark, he was in a comedy club. He said, "I appreciate you all coming or going to see it, but I saw the motherfucker and I still don't get it."
Nice.
Isn't that incredible?
That was on the box.
Isn't that incredible? Yeah,
that is crazy.
That should have been on the box. You're right. That should have been the advertising slogan. I've been to see this many times. I still don't fucking get it. Yeah, it's.
I'm a bit surprised at 10 million for a budget. Like,
yeah,
for 1980, that's a big number.
That's pretty big.
And the people they had in it, and the fact they were on location. I think they went to Arizona, they went to Burbank, and they went to some other place as well, wherever they went on the travels to be in the places they were supposed to be traveling to. New York, right? Mm-hmm. So they went on location to film this. 10 million, 56 days. But man, you got to hand it to this production. They made $100 million off of 10 million. That's pretty good.
It was the third highest grossing movie that year.
And Rob hated it.
Behind what? Well, hey, apparently so did Richard Pryor.
It was, I mean, you should get what the highest grossing movie was in 1980. If you don't,
well, you know, so tell us.
Yeah, I don't remember 80.
Tell us. Now you put your thinking caps on.
Hang on, wait.
Yeah. Ellie made a comment about Hose Nose cosplaying as Steve 3, so I had to put my hat.
I didn't see that.
And I got Hose Nose because I'm wearing a black shirt.
Yeah. So for the record, I just got this hat because I missed out on the episode with Paulie. So I'm like, I'll go buy his merch.
Well, at last.
I think your glasses are closer than mine. I got my Spangler glasses on, but
I don't have my bitter hat is so well worn. I've gone through probably 3 bitter hats, and the sweat soaked up into the bitter, so it's like brown. So I need a new one myself. But let me just, if we're all wearing them,
there we go.
Put mine on. There we go.
Oh, see, look.
What?
What are we looking at?
You got a Star Wars
hat? Haircut?
Yeah, no. Steve 3 has his celebration hat on, and I have my celebration shirt on.
Ah, there you go. So black hat, black t-shirt. Yeah. Steve, you let the side down.
I just got a haircut today that's short like Steve's. So
yeah, I actually had a shave too.
I think your glasses are closer than mine.
Yeah,
yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but at least we're all wearing them now. Look at these old fuckers.
Yeah,
glasses. Short hair, beards. Look at us.
Rob's beard is closer, though.
Yeah. Does that not just go to show that the Gen X are all the same looking?
We're team
grumpy fuckers.
And you're not wrong.
Look at the hat.
Yeah.
It's the hat. It's the hat for a generation. You should all go to bitterasiandude.com and order yourself some bitter merch.
Did yours have the little captain on the side?
All the new ones have the captain on the side. Yeah.
I love it.
One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong.
You know what the dumb thing was? Is I did an order from Bitter Asian Dude and got a bunch of stuff. And as I was unboxing it and showing Christine and Jean, like, oh, I want a bitter hat. I want a bitter hat.
Fuck. I'm constantly asked.
We're doing another order.
Yeah. But the other thing I get, if it's not like, oh, where do you get that from? I really want one of those. In fact, I was once approached by George Lucas's son, Jet Lucas, who really wanted a bitter hat. So I got him a bitter hat because he really loved the bitter hat.
Nice.
So Jet Lucas is wandering around with a bitter hat.
Yeah.
Hang on. Did you just do a humble brag that you met Jet Lucas?
Yes.
Nice.
This episode brought to you by Paul Sun-Yun Lee, Bitter Asian Dude.
Yeah, you suck ups. What a bunch of suck ups. He's not even watching.
That's true.
You suck ups.
No, that just means we're not sucking up.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm sucking up because I still haven't met the guy. So,
wow.
To loosely quote Paul, shut up, Steve.
Which one?
Good
okay,
point.
But back on track.
Right.
Yeah.
The year is 1980.
Oh yeah, I forgot we were talking
Raiders.
about this.
My guess is Raiders.
Stir Crazy is the number 3 movie in the box office that year. What is number 2? The hint there is it stars a singer by trade, a very successful.
Sophie's Choice.
No.
Is it Mask?
A very successful blonde country music singer.
Dolly Parton, 9 to 5.
9 to 5
9
was
to
the
5.
number 2
I was gonna say
grossing movie at the box office.
The best little whorehouse in Texas.
Number 1 in 1980. Any guesses?
Hang on. That's Empire.
There we go. We
There
have
you go.
one real fan.
I just
The world needs more Star Wars fans. It really does.
Yeah.
I just
Empire
dawned
Strikes
on me
Back
at
was
the
the number
80s.
one
When was
movie
Raiders?
in the box office,
Because I
1980.
kept yelling Raiders. When was that?
Why don't you look it up so you don't
Raiders
have to be
81.
wrong.
Yeah. E.T. was 82.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, third highest grossing movie behind 9 to 5 and Empire Strikes Back.
9 to 5 was second.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. That's a
Raiders
good
was
movie though,
81.
man. When was the last time you watched 9 to 5?
Never.
I've never seen it.
It's a fun
last
movie,
year.
man.
Yeah.
The closest I've gotten is watching Deadpool dance to the song in Deadpool 2.
All right, here's a challenge. One of you brave souls, pick 9 to 5. It's in the 80s. It's a Gen X movie.
Well,
It's up
I
to
am
you.
picking next, apparently.
Wow.
Dabney Coleman. One of my
I don't know
classics.
who that is.
I know
Excellent.
Dabney Coleman is, yeah.
Okay.
Dabney Coleman, he's awesome.
See, VJ Baby agrees. 9 to
Yes.
5 is so funny. It's a good movie, man.
Mhm, mhm.
And so is Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Burt Reynolds, Dolly Parton. The house still stands in the Universal Backlot. Just saying.
Oh, I'm good. I'm glad.
Hey, no.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me, guys. Thanks
Well, I
for
got-
going through the movie.
My movie pick.
Well, I'm just gonna say thanks for joining me. Thanks for everyone listening, joining me. If you haven't watched the movie, I would say do yourself a favor and watch it, whether you like it or not. I'm sure there will be some comedy moments. Who is doing the next movie pick?
You can't. No.
Great segue.
No. That was the
Biggest
worst
segues.
segue. That was
Okay.
the worst
that was
segue. You ended with a thanks for coming, and as
Yeah.
you're ushering our guests out the doors, it was like, oh, by the way, the next party is going to be bye.
No, I said thanks for coming. We're not leaving. They know we got to do an intro. If they are listeners to the podcast, and again, I'm not offending
Okay.
anyone. I'm just calling it as it is.
Weirdos.
If they're listeners to this cast, they know that we have to do an intro at the end of it, so they're going to keep listening for the inevitable fuck up of the late night tired person. So, whose movie choice is next? Is it Rob?
It's me. Okay, so actually, I'm going to let the weirdos pick on this one. Although they are coming to the show to pick something else, I'm going to let them pick a number between 1, 2, and 3.
They picked
Okay.
9 to 5.
9, 2, or 5. Okay, no. 1, 2, or 3 weirdos. You got to give me a number. All right, randomly pick a number. So while they're picking and they're typing furiously down below here, because Ali picks 4.
I like Allie's
number.
pick. Let's go with that one.
Solid number.
That's a solid number, Ali. I think that's great.
Ali's been drinking.
But
So have you. Shut up, Steve.
The family that drinks
if you
together
don't
stays
pick,
together.
if you don't pick, I'm going to pick 4, which is closest to 3. So, all right. So I've got 3 movies lined up, and
Hey, give him time. Give him time. They're probably deciding.
I can't
which is the
decide,
best
and I'll
option.
pick one of these 3. I'll be happy with any of these 3. But then again, we may have caught the weirdos actually not watching. Who knows? Maybe we caught them asleep.
It's 1
here.
minute ago, Rob.
I know
commented
that the
1
delay.
minute ago.
You just had to one number. Go. Boop,
They
right
tuned
there.
out when we talked about our Paul cosplay. Or Steve
Yep.
cosplay.
Well, they
Good
responded with
guy
9 to 5 is
again. God
awesome.
damn it.
So, all right. Well, then I will pick Ali's number 4.
Oh,
Pick
hey!
one,
Hey!
one. See? Just had to wait.
Okay.
Just had to wait. Ron.
All right,
Patience,
well-
young
for
Padawan.
Okay.
Wait
So
for it.
I think you would rather have Ali's choice. Number 1, we're going to watch the Will Smith summer movie Wild Wild West.
Oh, my.
This is all on you, hey weirdo. Like,
What have you
Good.
guys done?
Ali, number 3 was Con Air.
I love Con Air.
Yeah, but your number one was Wild Wild West, so that's the one we're watching.
God damn it! God damn it! God damn it!
Why are you like this, Rob?
Because it's such a great little lousy movie.
The funny thing for me right now is like all through this episode, I've been so happy and joy has been trickling down my eye cavity. Rob's like, yeah,
no, it's all gone.
Yeah. But next week we're gonna watch Wild Wild West.
Yes.
And he's excited, like
look, yes, it's been ages. I'm gonna put this up on the screen. Allie's like, yes, it's been ages since I've seen that.
Good thing there's no bias there on Rob's part.
Number 2 was Crocodile Dundee, by the way. So yeah.
No.
yeah.
Wild Wild West.
Oh, next movie review night.
The weirdos are not
Ali
sorry.
Williams.
I don't believe you guys.
Yeah, I don't believe you for a second.
Laughing emoji with that one.
Yeah, you should be sorry if you're going to be hosting next as well. Hey, weirdos. Jeez. Pick better next time. What? Who picks one?
Who picks one? It should have been 3. Steve.
Good
3.
old Rock. Nothing beats Rock.
Okay, Steve. Thank you. You're gonna escort our people out the door now, Steve?
God damn it!
He's so angry.
Yeah.
Do you want me to change it? Do you want me to change it? I will change it.
No. We are gonna watch it, and we're gonna be
the guests.
Here's the thing, though, Rob. What happens if we watch this movie and we're like, you know what? It wasn't that bad.
That's not going to happen.
That's definitely not going to happen.
How do you know? How do you know?
I'll save that for the show.
Because I know Hose Nose has already chosen that this is going to be horrible.
Jamie's favorite genre is Western.
Remember, before I came onto this show as a host, you were going to make me watch Wild Wild West, and I said no.
I don't remember that, but I think it's in your writer somewhere, along with the brown.
Oh, actually, Ali's got a very good point. Oh. If it's 2 weeks from today, it's no dice, people. Going to be at San Diego Comic-Con, the world's largest Comic-Con convention.
Oh, that's not something you enjoy, is it?
That's going to be awesome.
I didn't realize that we can choose not to watch a movie.
I think Steve just has like the easiest out ever to not.
I'm just saying, like, if you want to, I'm happy to watch it, but I won't be able to do that Thursday.
Okay. Well, then we'll talk off air. Then we'll talk off air. We'll talk.
I think you should do it. You should record it while you're in the lobby with everybody else.
Make everyone else watch it.
And no,
actually, you know what? No,
this movie.
Thursday night is the Her Universe fashion show, and we will be.
Oh, is Ellie going to be in it?
You don't want to lose that.
No, we are going to support one of our friends, Catherine, who's in it.
Yeah,
and we're
awesome.
Friend of the show, Ryan's coming too. So we're all going to be watching the fashion show and cheering on our friend, and she's got an amazing costume that she's going to be putting out there. So yeah, we're going to be
sick.
We're going to be in that.
That's really cool.
There's no getting out for sure.
Oh, you don't want to get out of that. That's important.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk.
I also am going to San Diego Comic-Con next week.
Yay!
I wish I was. God damn it!
I wish it wasn't in America.
That more than anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
If it wasn't in America.
Wrap it up.
Oh, Director Rob's
wrapping it up,
everybody.
Okay, time for the intro, right?
No, we have to say goodbye.
You've already told me I've rejected.
Yeah, he already did it.
Yeah, he did it before he asked what your movie pick was.
And then you got all angry because he did it.
Don't you remember, Rob?
So the stuff that we just talked about is not part of the recording.
Sure, it is. We just said goodbye earlier.
All right. Well, everyone that's still in the chat, thanks for tagging on to the bambling idiotness that is our delightful picking on Rob. As I said, I won't be back next Thursday. I'm hoping I get to watch Wild Wild West. Stay tuned. We may be able to sort this out at another time. Let's hope for the best. And thanks for joining us. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for bearing witness to this amazing podcast live of this amazingly comical and uplifting movie that fell short of Rob's wishes. Join us next time for one of the best movies in the world ever to be reviewed, and we'll see you on that show.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Elbows up. Rob literally has left the building.
I was expecting just one finger to come in, but
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I got to do an intro now.
Yeah.
What are we on? We're on
Episode
episode
470.
4. So I can see. I've got eyes.
I'm
gotta
trying
take
to
a drive
help,
first.
Do
dude.
the intro.
Well, you missed that bit because you were storming off.
It is
Yeah,
episode.
we already did it.
No, you were just saying goodbye
Right.
and stuff.
You
But
did it
have
in
to
one
do-
take.
No, you didn't.
I'll
How
do
do
it
you know
again.
you weren't here?
I'll do it again, Rob. If you can take version 1 or you can take version 2, I will do it again. Okay. It is episode 470, and tonight I'm your host, Steve3, and it's my movie choice. And tonight we are going to be crying with laughter as we review and comment on the 1980 classic Stir Crazy.
Bravo.
And scene.
You know what we didn't do?
That,
Where can we find everybody?
oh,
Gee,
well.
I wonder.
Hey,
Hey, Steve's hosting.
I've just done an intro.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
It
we're
didn't
done
say
here.
we finished.
Good night, everybody. Bye.
Check us out on Letterboxd.
But everyone's still here. It's 120. The thing to do is go over when it's such a success. We can do. Hey, if anyone in the chat, let me just look. Yeah, some of these people probably don't know where to find us, so we probably should go around the horn.
Yeah.
Jamie, where can we find you?
You can find me on the ongoing YouTube series on the Generation X-Wing podcast YouTube channel called Ready to Believe, where we're talking all things Ghostbusters.
Steve, where can we find you?
You can find me on the gram, as the kids say, for all your mediocre D&D minis. And let's not forget, we're on Letterboxd, so go there and search for Gener X-Wing podcast, and you'll find the list of all the movies we've reviewed so far.
Did you say Jenner X-Wing?
Jenner
And it
X-Wing?
probably did.
The Jenner's X-Wing.
Jenner,
Rob,
yeah.
where can we find you on Jenner's too?
You can find me Outer Rim Rookie, YouTube channel, Outer Rim Rookie Show on our YouTube channel, and Instagram, Facebook.
And if any of you are unsure out there and you're watching the rerun, we'll have it underneath.
Yeah, all the links, actually, most of the links are down below as we speak right now. So there you go. Except for the letterbox, I'll get that up.
Yeah, get up. Get it.
Yeah, make sure you get it right though, because they'll be going to the Jenner X.
Letterboxd.
Oh, image. I'm not editing shit. I'm not editing shit. No, I gotta go to vacation soon here, so
See,
it's as
It's
is.
the benefit of doing it live. There's zero editing.
No, there's never zero editing.
You're getting
I'm
us
just
raw and
I'm
uncut.
refusing to edit. Apparently, we can do that now. We can refuse to do things.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that's a good shirt, man.
It's a
I
good
like
Yeah.
Nice shirt.
That's the original bearded, mellow
Oh.
dude.
that. Right? You know,
All right.
he's got that 1965 California ganja.
He put us to sleep every night with his little trees.
All right, I'm wrapping it up. Ending stream.
Bye.
Sweet dreams.